everyone, this is Lisa with Real Property Management Phoenix Valley, and I'm happy to be back on our video series. I was out for quite some time. I had to have double jaw surgery, and for any of you out there who've suffered with TMJ and TMD and dislocated jaws, I'm sure you can relate. So happy to be back. For any of you that are new to this podcast, I have been in the Phoenix real estate market now for over 21 years as an agent and a broker. So I've certainly seen the ups and the downs of the market here. And today I'm going to kind of talk about an overall view with the market here, and then one of the challenges that our multifamily investors have been facing due to the market changes. So rents have been on a decline overall. We're seeing a 0.6 decline month over month, 2.3 year over year. I mean, rent rates here are still very good for investors, but they have been on the decline. What that means is that it is very important that your property be priced right. And it's, again, super important how the property shows. We're not back in the years where, things were renting inside of a day, regardless of how the interior looked. So very important to be getting back to those, repairing those cosmetic items and making sure that your property looks the best on the market. Another thing too that's happening here with the rent, my opinion of, I think something that's happening here is I think we're starting to see generations go back to living together, where you might have the parents and now, kids, spouse, and maybe their kids. Because all of this, the high inflation and less spending money and depleted savings is really affecting everybody. So what this all means for your rental is that it's still a very good investment. You're still getting a very good return. It just means that we're not in the days where rental homes are renting inside of one day, regardless of how they look. So you need to be cognizant of how the property shows and, of course, where you're pricing. It's very important that you're within market now. So that leads us to one of the challenges that our multifamily investment clients have been facing, and that's a situation of you have, let's say, maybe 100 units, and most of them have been in place for a while. They might have been placed, when the market was really hot here. So they're at now what would be considered over market rent. And then your vacant units come about, and if you try to price them where you were a couple of years ago, they're going to sit and not move. So you don't want to be sitting on a vacancy for months on end. So one of the ways we've combated this situation is pricing the vacant units at today's market rents, again, so they're not getting stale, making sure that they look and present very well. And then when the leases come due on older tenants, we're looking at different renewal specials. Where it used to be year over year, you were getting an increase. Now we're looking at when the renewals come up, doing maybe a slight decrease, offering maybe a month off with a renewal, 2 weeks off, something so that you are incentivizing your good tenants who've been in place, who are now paying over market to stay, and also compensating them for what's now a new unit that's coming on the market at a lower market rent. So that's one of the things we've been employing here. The other thing that we do always tell our multifamily clients, because they're concerned, well, what if my current tenant sees a new unit on the market for less? Typically people are not looking online or around for a rental unless they're looking to move. It's the same type of situation. You wouldn't be necessarily out looking at home prices unless you were looking to buy a new property. So that's the same type of situation with the rentals. So no need to be too concerned about that, because again, it's important that that new unit be priced accurately so that it doesn't get stale on the market. So if anybody's in the Phoenix area and they're interested in property management services for their home, please check us out at rpmphoenixvalley.com. That's rpmphoenixvalley.com. Thanks very much, everyone, and have a great day.